I want to share something with you today that takes less than a minute every morning, yet it has the potential to completely change the direction of your life, not because it's magic, not because it's wishful thinking, but because it changes something that most people never realize they're carrying with them every single day, their assumptions. Have you ever noticed that most people wake up already expecting today to be exactly like yesterday? They expect the same problems, the same stress, the same financial situation, the same relationship struggles, the same disappointments. Without realizing it, they've already programmed themselves to experience more of what they've been experiencing. And that's exactly why so many people stay stuck for years. Before we continue, if you're serious about mastering the law of assumption and learning how to manifest intentionally instead of simply hoping life changes on its own, I invite you to discover my complete audio program, The Law of Assumption and the Art of Manifesting Instantly. Simply visit Attractitude-US.com and click on the program, or click on the first link in the description below. Now let's talk about why this simple morning habit is so powerful. One of the greatest lessons I've learned over the past 20 years studying manifestation is that your assumptions quietly shape your reality. Whether you realize it or not, every morning you wake up with certain expectations. Some people expect good things, others expect problems. Some expect opportunities, others expect disappointment. Most people never consciously choose those expectations. They simply repeat yesterday's thinking. If yesterday was stressful, they expect today to be stressful. If money has been difficult, they expect money to continue being difficult. If relationships have been disappointing, they unconsciously expect more disappointment. Those expectations become assumptions. And assumptions are incredibly powerful because your subconscious mind begins organizing your attention around them. Think about buying a new car. The moment you decide on a particular model, you suddenly start seeing it everywhere. The cars were always there. Your attention simply changed. Your assumptions work exactly the same way. If you assume life is difficult, your mind constantly notices evidence that confirms that belief. If you assume opportunities are rare, your brain becomes remarkably efficient at overlooking opportunities. If you assume people can't be trusted, guess what you'll continue noticing? Your assumptions quietly filter your reality every single day. Now here's the good news. If assumptions can work against you, they can also work for you. That's why I recommend one simple morning practice. Before you check your phone, before you open your email, before you watch the news, before you allow the outside world to influence your state, pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and ask yourself one simple question. What wonderful surprise could happen to me today? Or simply say, today something wonderful is going to happen. Notice what you're doing. You're not pretending you already know what will happen. You're choosing the assumption from which you'll experience your day. Instead of assuming another ordinary day, you're assuming possibility. Instead of expecting more problems, you're expecting unexpected blessings. That single shift changes your emotional state. You become more open, more optimistic, more aware, more receptive. You smile more. You notice more. You interact differently with people. You make different decisions. You see possibilities that yesterday you might have completely ignored. People often ask me whether manifestation begins with visualization, affirmations, gratitude, or the law of attraction. I believe something comes even before all of those. Your assumptions, because your assumptions determine how you interpret everything that happens throughout your day. Imagine two people experiencing exactly the same event. One assumes life is always working against them. The other assumes life is always working for them. The external event is identical, yet the meaning they assign to it is completely different. One sees a setback. The other sees an opportunity. One gives up. The other keeps moving. One reinforces limitation. The other reinforces possibility. And over weeks, months, and years, those assumptions create completely different lives. This is why I always tell people, Stop asking yourself what you think is going to happen today. Start deciding what you want to expect, because expectation influences emotion. Emotion influences decisions. Decisions influence actions. Actions create results, and results eventually become your reality. This doesn't mean every day will unfold exactly as you imagined. Life will always surprise us. Challenges will still appear. But when you begin each morning expecting something good, you train your mind to search for possibility instead of limitation. You become someone who notices solutions instead of obstacles. Someone who sees doors opening instead of walls closing. That is one of the greatest powers of the law of assumption. It teaches you that changing your assumptions often changes the way you experience reality itself. That's exactly why I created the law of assumption and the art of manifesting instantly. Inside this complete audio program, I take you far beyond what we can cover in one YouTube video. You'll discover how assumptions shape every area of your life, how to consciously replace limiting assumptions with empowering ones, and how to begin creating a completely different internal reality that naturally leads to different external results. If you're ready to stop living from yesterday's assumptions and start consciously creating tomorrow's reality, visit Attractitude-US.com and click on the Law of Assumption and the Art of Manifesting instantly, or simply click on the first link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel, because every week I share practical strategies on manifestation, the law of attraction, subconscious reprogramming, and personal transformation to help you create the life you truly desire. I'll see you in the next video.